Yes, you are. Yes, you are. What's up? Hey, Panda. Hey, everybody. How are you? If you're my fan, I'm yours too. It's me and you. Alright, so, bing! Let's move the mic, because I get the mic. The mic gets hot. The mic gets awkward. Alright. Could be unblocked. Alright. Slim Prism. Really? You're blocked? I don't know. Would that affect your challenges though? I thought people could still challenge me if they're not blocked. If they're blocked. Since when does blocking people affect their ability to challenge you? I didn't think blocking people did anything. Sorry about that. I didn't realize you were blocked. Alright. I didn't think that it actually had any effect. That's weird. I swear there was this guy that I blocked a while back, and he just kept challenging me over and over again. And I couldn't stop him. He must have some special powers. Alright. Yeah, I didn't think that blocking people had any purpose. You can still chat in the chat room. Yeah, no, I guess it does. Alright. That was for when you were banned. Whatever. Alright. Schumacher and the Blitz players. Why are the Blitz players here? Trying to ambush me. Ambush! Monday morning. Alright. What are we going to do? Want to try something different? Different. D4, D5. D4, D5. This is not D45. What happens when I play the Queen's Gambit accepted against Schumacher again? Do I want to remember? I don't remember what you do. Do you play E4? No, I don't remember. Alright. No, I guess there was that game. Oh yeah, you had some weird line you played. You had some weird line you played after this. And I considered the awkward 96. You know, interestingly, some French dude made an IM norm in the IM tournament. I just played in the GM group at the same time, and this French guy played this dubious line with knight c6. I was surprised. But the French guy seemed to play some weird openings. I don't know about his score was pretty unbelievable. We had a few games. Yeah, okay. I looked at knight c6, but it's sketch. So French guy who won IM tournament plays that, or played that by transposition. Okay, so this is what you did. Like, this is an extremely unusual move. So what's the point? Like, you're trying to avoid having an isolated pawn or something? This is where I lose the the treads on my tires. Pawn takes pawn. There is knight c6. Now there's knight c6. And then we could transpose to that funky line, you know, if I did knight c6. So it's better to avoid knight to c6, I think. No, you just transpose. So there's really no reason for your move order then if you play pawn takes pawn there. I mean, what are you avoiding? Anyway, not my problem. It's not my problem. Max Lukey says to play bishop d6. The Max. Max sanctioned. Alright. Okay, so we've had this. And now it's a French exchange variation. Horrible. What's up? The Reykjavik Open, these like new losers are streaming the Reykjavik Open. Like Ben Feingold. I mean, yeah, it's really not worth it going to that tournament. I like how certain tournaments become like spectacles or something. I don't know why the Reykjavik Open became so popular. Maybe they changed the format. I don't know. I haven't paid attention lately, but it used to be that it was a terrible tournament because you'd play as a title player, you'd play someone really low rated. It was like all one group. Maybe they've changed the format, but anyway. First it was the Isle of Man tournaments, and then Gibraltar, and now Reykjavik is like it's, oh my god, the Reykjavik Open. But it's like, why? You know? What's so great about the Reykjavik Open? I don't understand. Maybe just the proximity to the United States. It's like kind of a novelty, you know. You can fly there in like 3 hours or something. It's one of the only, you know, relatively close. It's like going to, well, it's farther than Bermuda, but so it's appealing to Americans. Going for some lava flows. Funny if if the tournament got washed away by a volcano or something. Oh, how you doing there, Mr. Knight? Nice to meet you. Wow. Knight e5. I don't think you're going to find a lot of games with that in the Opening Explorer. So taking is not inspiring unless I can just like win a pawn or something. Take, knight g4. But anyway, he would have compensation. So that's not the answer, you know. So the obvious question is c5 or attacking the knight with the other knight, with my knight. A knight for a knight. If I play knight c6 or something, my structure would get compromised. If I play knight d7, knight d7 is a little passive. Alright, so, you know, taking advantage of me as a streamer, you know, trying to play fast. You have used 2 minutes. Alright. I say hello, and you say goodbye. Acerbate is here. Speaking of hello, I say hello, and you say goodbye. Say goodbye, Mr. Knight. Acerbate like, yes, the Beatles. Once in a while, it's like Beatles. The Beatles will pop up in my mind. Listening to so much classic rock in the late 70s will do that to you. 80s, early 80s. Okay. Knight e5, c5, of course. I'm attacking the supporter, the Trump supporter on d4. Can't have democratic backsliding. Get that knight off of e5. Play knight f3. I also have queen c7 in some lines, stacking up and getting out of prospective pins with bishop g5. So the question is, what should white do now? Big question. Bishop f4. Definitely not what I expected. Definitely not. But not necessarily a bad move either. I was expecting the more aggressive sort of bishop g5, I guess. Interesting. What could possibly go wrong? So queen c7, knight c3 is a big fat tempo, hitting me with knight b5. Yet I could still play it. I mean, queen c7, knight c3, a6. Queen c7, knight c3, a6. What could possibly go wrong? Queen c7, knight c3, a6. I don't know. It's not developing the minor pieces. I'm not developing my minor pieces. I'm developing my queen. And, you know, in a sense, like pinning myself with this move. This move is not without potential danger. Do not try this at home. But there is an element of this too, right? That could be nice. I wouldn't mind picking off a free bishop. There's all kinds of possibilities here. To be honest, he could sack that bishop in some line, and I'm just imagining variations I can't tell you. So if I tell you, I have to kill you. Right, Asterbait? Good morning. Good morning, hair people. I was thinking we have a very intimate stream here, Nedog. But if I put intimate in the stream title, it sounds awkward. Once I had a stream title like erotic and exotic or something, I don't remember. But it's awkward. But yeah, it's an intimate environment. 20 viewers, candlelight dinner, almost romantic. I feel pretty good for a Monday morning though. I got enough sleep. Good morning, although I have lunch break at the moment. Thanks for joining us. Apocalyptic Factor. Apocalyptic Fracture. Oh, A4. Okay, well that's one way to do things. So he's concerned about B5, but really that wasn't my plan. You know, that's the last thing I'm worried about. I just want to like get my pieces out. So knight c6 looks good. Knight takes c6, bishop takes f4. See, I think he should have played, personally I thought he should play rook e1 to protect the e5. There's a line there, like rook e1, knight c6, bishop f4, knight e7 check. Maybe it doesn't do anything. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, that was what I was thinking about. That's what I'm talking about. No, you're not at the Reykjavik Open? Measuring lava flows. Every stream on Twitch was like Ben Feingold. What is that guy's deal? What is he doing now? Who is that? Ben and Karen? Who the heck is Karen? Karen's. I couldn't sell myself to the devil and stream on chess.com. It's just disgusting. That whole site is just disgusting. I hate it. Ugh. Thank God for lichess, because I don't know where else I would play chess if they didn't create lichess. Where the heck would I play chess? You know, you got to ask yourself a serious question here. If lichess hadn't been created, I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do, you know. So every morning I wake up and I thank God for lichess. Because I certainly couldn't play on chess.com. It's just that the ICC is a joke. Chess base. I guess I would have like maybe played on. I could play on. I mean, I don't know what I would do. There's no other place to play. It's terrible. Lichess filled a void, you know. Okay, I'm trying to understand this. We're afraid of things we don't know, like Mexican immigrants. Right, Nedog? I was afraid of things I don't understand, like bishop takes f7 check or knight takes f7. I have to admit I was afraid of that because I didn't understand it, you know? And I still don't. I'd like to get in the jokes here with Nedog. There's only so much you can watch Anna Kremling. I mean, I hate the fact that Anna Kremling is like a nobody. But at least she's kind of a real chess player. It's not like the Botez sisters, where they pretend to be chess players, and they're just good looking, you know, or whatever. I like the fact that Anna Kremling is a pseudo-real chess player, but at the same time, she's just using her mom's like fame to be famous, you know. It's sort of weird, you know. Yeah, so that's overrated. It's also like, yeah, these streamer people who are really not that strong, who become like pseudo chess celebrities. I also don't appreciate it. Sorry. Being a chess streamer, I'm just jealous of their good looks. But no, I mean, whatever. Alright. I guess I'm taking this. So what's the point? That's it? That's all you got? No, Anna Kremling, I mean, she's not as bad as the Botez sister, so at least she actually is a pretty good player. You got that. Certainly there's a lot worse than Anna Kremling. I mean, I have inner beauty. Right. What do you mean? I've been propositioned by at least like 3 old men in my life, yeah, because of my chess, my good looks. All right. And pretty strong players, I might add. No, I was almost attacked by Emery Tate once. Can we seriously get on to a new subject? Emery was under the influence, so we can't blame him. And I'm beautiful, so nature takes its course. He was getting a little too touchy. Drugs will do weird things to a person. Alright, Queen D2. Anyway, I'm just waking up. How do we get there to this weird conversation? Yeah, Schumacher just couldn't really find anything. I think I have outer beauty and inner beauty. Although my outer beauty is a little... It isn't what it once was. Alright. Isn't what it once was. Nedog, for example, you can ask him. You know, I was beautiful once at one time. He can tell you. Oh my god, my time. Once. Once upon a time in America. It's a funny position. What are you going to do now? Yeah, you got me. Playing on out of momentum. You know, even though I am a chess streamer, I'm doing this for chess. You know, not for like likes and follows and whatever. I don't know why I do this, honestly. I just like having my little intimate community. All right, so we got yeah. What happened in the opening there, bro? Best channel you've seen so far. Thank you. I mean, okay, I could make the little. You know, it's like me. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. All right, so e takes d4, e takes d4, bishop d6, dubious. Wow. Max Dlugi told me to play bishop d6. What the heck? Inaccuracy. Okay, so I have better than bishop d6. Bishop d6 transposes back into theory. But I've got to ask Schumacher the question, like, why are you playing... why are you playing, like, pawn takes pawn? Why are you using this move order? Then, you know? But anyway, whatever. All right. We transpose back. Yeah, so 95. Wow, the Tregubov variation. The Outsider. What's his name on ICC? It was like that. I'm an outsider. But I identify as an outsider as well. What yeah, how can this possibly be good? You know, it's awfully early. Well, I'm the first person to play c5 here. One of the most fundamental moves you could possibly play. That's crazy. Why is it not hitting the top 3 lines? It's just barely in there. Knight c6, allowing the structure to be destroyed. I actually thought you might play f4 if I do that, to be honest. Anyways, alright, onward and upward. It was an interesting game. I'll take a look at it later. Alright, Zung Prism. What is a Sung Prism anyway? It's a song prism. Everyone's been wondering. I get emails once a day. Emery T. The Tates have been they're gonna try to like extradite them to the UK for charges. Alright, the Tate boys. I mean, I liked Emery, and to be fair, he had his problems, but I think the mom must be problematic for them to turn out like that, to be honest. I don't know about the mom. Or, whoever, like, maybe they were influenced by a mom's boyfriend or some other guy, but I don't feel like, Emery was like them. And in some ways, okay, he was misogynistic a little bit, but not like that, dude. I mean, he wasn't like them. I mean, he's a really brilliant guy. And crazy, too, But it's not like he made them like that. Maybe he didn't help, but Emery had a lot of good qualities and some very bad ones, but here we go. Won both? Wow. We wondered where you were. But Arsenal, how was the pub afterwards? That's the real question. Oh, by the way, how was your second round game? The second one must be rough. After pub night or whatever. Bishop g4 is an odd move. No, congratulations. Nice job. Yeah, you're still young. Younger than me, anyway. I don't know how to react to this move. Bishop g4 is definitely wrong. You could just simply play h3, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm past my prime. I can't even like stay up late, let alone drink and play chess well the next day. So I've been talking a lot about like sleep deprivation lately. I've lost a shitload of rating points as a result of. Well, first of all, I that's why I play in the World Senior. I mean, it's a great great format. I don't like playing chess at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I don't excel, you know. That's why I'm not at. What about the Reykjavik Open? Is it like one round a day? Arsenal, why are you not at the Reykjavik Open? The importance of sleep is underrated. Did the last two... Yeah, I mean, I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 11... 11 games where they were rushed, you know? And I've lost like 20 rating points now in the last month. And I'm going to be at my lowest rating ever, practically since 1997, 98, 97. My lowest rating since 97. But I mean, it's because of poor judgment and other things, but mostly poor judgment in selecting a bad tournament to play in, and also playing morning games or 2 games a day. Not good for me. It's obviously easier for people, you know, who have to work, but not good for the chess. Okay, so I mean, I just have an advantage here, but you know, I think it's limited, and I talk about this a lot with structures. Like, you know, you never really are happy with a symmetrical structure when you have the bishop pair. Like, you'd really rather have the pawn structure be dynamic, and here we don't have that. I honestly don't exactly know what to do now. Starbucks. Arsenal. What? Thought you were at the Menchik Memorial. Is that a thing? Is that in the UK? What is that? Menchiks. Do we lose Nedog? He's probably working. Anyway, guys, what am I going to do? You know, I'm almost... The road to FM is going to be my new... That's going to be my new stream title. You know, some of these streamers will have stuff like that going on. The road to whatever. The road down to FM. If I can get my rating down below 2300. I've been embarrassed of my rating really since it's been below 2400. But I do think there's a degree of deflation that's starting to finally take effect on. I was kind of holding the line for a while, but just too many players who are all. You gotta choose your spots wisely. I had been doing pretty well, but this last GM tournament was that time control wasn't great. But also no more playing on 3 hours of sleep. I threw away 6 rating points last week playing on 3 hours of sleep. I mean, you just can't. If you're playing a noob or something, this kid is like 2300, and you know, you can't play 2300 players on 3 hours of sleep and expect to perform well. Even 2200 players, even 2100 players, nobody over 2000. Gotta either. You gotta be inspired. I gotta be inspired. And also, the more I play, the better, but I don't have time to play a lot now, like I used to. Sun Prism has chronic white square disease. I'm extremely white. I have white man's disease. I can't jump at all. But your white squares are really atrocious. Positional chess. I mean, B5 is a bit of a commitment. I was trying to stay flexible, plexiglass, but Would you believe me if I said that's what I anticipated? Bishop G5. Bishop G5 is like the worst move on the board. I'm bored. Yeah. My original plan was to play Bishop D5. We have Bishop G5 as well. Please wait. So let's see a game on Thursday. Damn it. Bishop A3, is that what you said? Did you say Bishop A3? What does this move do? Win the game? I want to win the game. The plan was to play Bishop D5 and clamp down, and then I changed my mind. I knew Bishop A3 was the right idea. But I have to move my knight first. Giving me ideas. Nah, I mean, this bishop is too good here. I know you're talking about Arsenal's game, but this bishop g5 also at some moments was very interesting. The question really is, like, should I have gone with my gut instinct? Okay. Beep. Cheers. Ted Danson. Queenside majority. Did you have any ideas like knight c5? Maybe. I don't have time to analyze my own ideas, let alone his. Because I try to use my time to like just describe what's going on, and then it's Monday morning. I don't really have much time to calculate alternative variations. I would assume he had a lot of possibilities. You know, definitely. I thought there might be some kind of pawn sack. I really feel like I fucked up by not playing bishop d5. That was my original plan. Trust your instinct. Like we said yesterday. When in doubt, go with your gut instinct. I second-guessed myself last week. Ridiculous. See, the problem is when I'm sleep-deprived or hangover or whatever, I'm not functioning 100%. I find that, you know, we tend to see bugbears everywhere, and you like talk yourself out of shit. I'm like, why did I talk myself out of that? Well played, brother. That was for Arsenal. We're all brothers here. The chess fraternity. It was funny. I had this one fraternity brother who I sent him a Facebook friend request like 3 years ago, and it's just like he just accepted it now. That's weird. I'm like, how do you? It took you 3 years to accept my friend request? What do you do? Like, you check your friend requests like every 3 years? It was random. I was like, oh, okay, I think I sent that 3 years ago. Damn, dude. That takes a long time to respond. Alright, this doesn't look good. He's suffering from dark square bishop disease. Dark square bishop disease and white square disease are very closely related. Did you guys know that? Surprisingly. Isn't that funny how that works? Bishop, no bishop. Bishop, no bishop. See, you're trying to make your white square disease go away, but it's a little bit late. Okay, he's trying to not get mated, first of all. He's also got to watch f7 and the fact that I'm about to queen a pawn. So that's his only move here. Now that's a sticky wicket. Not to be confused with a stinky wicket. Which is another thing. No, I just made that up. I don't know. I don't know these Britishisms. What do I know? I know that's the short diagonal. This is a very short diagonal. Look at how short that diagonal is. Now that's a short diagonal you got there. Damn. Also blocked by pawn on e5. So you could put your bishop on d6 and then what? Put it down here, or maybe g3 or f4. Play for Wales. Crypto whales. Yeah, it's over. Super bishop. This is the point. Get on the other side. We'll keep it simple. Yeah, that was a quick moment to just look at when I didn't play bishop d5. White has a very good position, and then I second guessed myself. I expected you to play knight e8 and knight d6, and the point was I would go here, but like, what do I do now? Maybe just knight c4. What's this? I didn't like this. You could play f5 or something. I made a blunder. Yeah, so, yeah, he has to sack a pawn like you're saying. This. But my pawns are strung out, you know. I mean, it's not like I'm just up a clean pawn here, you know. With my pawns weakened, all these pawns can be attacked, you know, so he has some counterplay. All right. c4 is committal. I mean, I'm going to go for a4, a5. That's the point. I haven't been playing enough Scandinavian lately. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know I don't know the Portuguese, and Arsenal's pretty good. I should learn the Portuguese gambit. Never played it. Maybe once. I think I played it once, and my opponent declined it. That's what I always do with white too, to chicken out with like bishop e2 or whatever. Who wants to memorize all that complicated Portuguese gambit stuff? Chessmaster 666. Dude, that's a long name. That's like 30 characters. No one's gonna hack your password. Okay, h3. Now this is interesting. What do you say if we sack a pawn? Not the only move, obviously, but interesting. Well, we try to sack a pawn. Bob Sakaponda. Guys, it's Monday. Thank God it's Monday, and Arsenal is cutting back. I was going to do a blog, channeling your inner guinea pig. Comparing lichess to chess base. Okay, dude, whatever. No, channeling your inner guinea pig. I gotta create the I gotta create the Patreon channel. Patreon. St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day. Patreon. Why isn't it St. Patrick's Day? Can someone explain that to me? Expatriate. Don't understand. How do you decide how to pronounce that shit, you know? Okay, e5, I guess I have to take... Well, I don't have to. I could play e4 and overextend myself. Taking is the best move. So, I want to do a blog about channeling your inner guinea pig. I've been thinking a lot about it. How, first of all, when you're tired or not in good condition, your flight or fight response is kind of whacked, and you tend to do like really psycho stuff, like putting yourself in danger when you normally wouldn't. And then there's a lot of people who are just like that naturally, like they don't have like a fear of anything, so they play too loosely. It's funny. What would you guys say if I was to do a poll? Arsenal likes to put his opinion on the line. Would you agree or disagree that most people tend to play more loose aggressive than too tight in chess? The question is, do people play too aggressively or not aggressively enough? And where on that scale do most people go too far one way or the other? My opinion is that I find that most players, amateur players especially, tend to be overly aggressive. That's just my experience. And I don't know what you guys think. That's deep. Apocalyptic. That's a deep statement, and absolutely true. You can't go wrong with that answer. Dude, don't take any risks with your answer. You can't argue with that. You can't say that and be wrong. You're really riding the fence there. Obviously, it depends on who you play, but I mean, on the average, you know, when you balance it out against hundreds or thousands of opponents, you start to get a picture. I mean, that's my point, you know. Wow, 92. I did not anticipate. Bring on the Facehugger. New Alien movie coming out. Yeah, but I mean, that right there is your inner guinea pig. You know what I mean? Well, you may be too far on the guinea pig side, but I think that most people are more like, they don't have a clue, you know. They don't have enough sense of danger. And I think oftentimes it's connected to weaker players not playing enough strong players, so they've never developed a sense of danger. You can't develop a sense of danger until, well, I mean, it's instilled in you somehow. Okay. Guinea pigs. Yeah, your dog was not afraid of guinea pigs. This is important that we establish that, but anyway, I give up. Anyway, just thinking about my next blog post. Should I ever make a blog post, it won't be public. Giving away serious thoughts for free here on the stream only. Arsenal fan is an interesting case study, where I think his play is variable depending on his emotional state to a great degree. And I think we all are. You know, a tilt level. How you could call it tilt, maybe. But some people are just like, you know, constantly on tilt. So it's not tilt anymore. If you play like a maniac every single game, you're not on tilt. You know, you're just a maniac. I mean, that's a different thing. Arsenal is not a maniac. He plays like a maniac sometimes when he's on tilt. But in general, he knows how to play a solid game because he's played strong players and he's got his ass kicked now and then. And you know, you learn from your beatings, really. My best friend taught me to play chess, and he beat me down, you know, a lot of games at first. And, you know, I didn't react by getting more aggressive. I was more careful. And slowly you're careful, but then you can get a little more aggressive and a little more aggressive. The better you get, you can kind of be measuring it more. What I see are like beginners who play like maniacs a lot because they don't know any better. Or lower intermediate players. Masturbate, are you a maniac? Sometimes. Depends on how much mushroom you ate. How's your dog, by the way? Speaking of dogs, how are your dogs that ate the avocado? Everything okay? How many dogs are involved in the assault on the avocado? Masturbate, just one dog or like multiple dogs? Where should I go here? I said avocado. Note, avocados and guinea pigs are different things, bro. But anyway, how's your dog? I hope he didn't get poisoned by that guinea pig. It's not like he ate a Gila monster or something. It's like, dude, this dude like died because his Gila monster poisoned him. I read the story yesterday in the news. It's like the first recorded death by Gila monster in the United States in like 100 years or something. I mean, it's not funny, but it's unbelievable. Gila monsters are like very slow moving, and you like get a Gila monster as your pet, you should know that it is poisonous. You're not supposed to like mess with it. Even like taking it out of its enclosure, you know, it like latches onto you and like bites you for like 4 minutes. Not a pleasant experience, I'm sure, but usually not fatal. Wow, do I have A4? Man, A4 looks good. It's a lizard common to the American Southwest. I think Asterbate should know. He lives in Las Vegas. Do you see any Gila monsters wandering around? Actually, Nutdog should know. He's from Mexico. Do you ever run into a stray Gila monster? Yeah. Did you hear about this guy? He died because he was like messing with his Gila monster. This happened this week. Some guy, I don't know, like the Midwest or something. His pet Gila monster killed him. His girlfriend was like in the other room and she just heard this like screaming. And it was like attached. I mean, this is really a bad way to go. You don't like die immediately. He suffered painfully. But I guess you have to have like a compromised immune system or some sort of complications in order to die from a Gila monster bite. It just almost never happens. I guess they're, common in desert environment. They're really like colorful. So I guess people like to have them as pets for that reason. Not cuddly though. Colorado, right? So apparently this dude you forgot about en passant. This dude had like 100 pet spiders or something. So you would think he would be like aware of like poisonous pets and the danger. I guess when like millions of people die of drug overdoses every year in the United States, you know, it's not that surprising that someone would die of a Gila monster bite. I just like to share, you know, recent news with everybody. Now, like, how can you be a real Mexican and not know about Gila monsters? Are you freaking kidding me? You're fake, dude. You're a fake Mexican. Been lying about being a real Mexican. You're a false flag operation. That like is false flag, man. I'm gonna get Alex Jones on your ass. Aaron Rodgers. You're not even a real Mexican. You were planted by the FBI. Doesn't know what a Gila monster is. I mean, he knows what it is, but he says he's never seen one. Come on, man. They're walking around the streets. They're walking around the streets in Tijuana. You're from Baja, supposedly. Well, that's not what Aaron Rodgers told me. Okay, on to politics. Enough with Gila monsters. Nedog, I ask everybody on the stream, Jesse Ventura or Aaron Rodgers? Who is your preference for vice president? Just want to see if we're on the same page here. If you're running as an independent candidate and vaccine denier, who would you pick as your VP? We know that, dude. We know that. That looks like yesterday. What did you tell me? Oh, yeah. You told me one of my own stories. That's not the question, though. Do you prefer Jesse Ventura or Aaron Rodgers? We need to know your personal preference. Chicken or fish? Yeah, I thought I liked Jesse Ventura better. I don't know everything about him, but I mean, they're both like total idiots, but professional wrestler. I mean, what could go wrong? Yeah, I'm totally behind. I'm totally behind Jesse Ventura. I hate Aaron Rodgers. But I think that Robert Kennedy Jr. is going to probably pick neither of the above. The latest word on the street is he's got some kind of female potential VP. He's going to get like 1% of the vote if he seriously continues to run for president. So it's obviously very relevant. But we're not talking about Ross Perot here. We're talking about just a popularity contest. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. All right, guys. Any other challenges? What time is it? We've got time. We've got time. Lots of time. Jesse the Body Ventura. Right? Wasn't that it? Wasn't that his wrestling name? Back in the 80s? He must be pretty old by now. Well, I mean, now the average presidential candidate is like 78 and a half. But I mean, Jesse Ventura must be up there in that range, right? Lunch break. The lunchroom. I missed the lunchroom in high school. Same age as Hulk. Yeah, the same generation. Right. I remember like my friends in high school or junior high or whatever watching WWF and exactly like they were like fans of Jesse the Body Ventura or and we're talking 80s, That's a long time ago. He must be at least 75. What is Hulk Hogan? 75? All right. Just 70? I would think a little bit more, but I'm not that tuned in. I mean, I've been out of it for like, I can't even keep track of my own life for the last like 10 or 15 years, so I would think it would be even more. More like 75. But you could be right. Okay, you're absolutely right. Wow. Don't mess with Arsenal fans' pro wrestler age knowledge. Hulk is 70. If I go back to like 1983 in my mind, that was 50 years ago. No, that was only 40 years ago. That's the problem. 83 was only 40 years ago. Only 40 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking 50. Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah, so mid-80s was 40 years ago. It makes sense. Hulk would have been like 30. And those guys would have been in their 30s. Early 30s. It makes sense. That adds up. They're in their early 30s in the 80s. That's totally on the right. Well, I think that I don't know, man. If there's enough room in the world for UFC and World Wrestling Federation, I kind of feel like the UFC sort of is a more legitimized WWF in a way. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, dude. This guy. Hey. Happy Monday. Different markets? Really? Well, I wouldn't think completely different. There'd be a lot of carryover. Yeah. Crossover. That's better. A better marketing term. Gotta admit, Arsenal knows what he's talking about. You got the terms right. Shucky, where did you go yesterday? You abandoned? I've had multiple people who played like engines, and they always played this way. It's really weird. You'd have to have no theoretical knowledge of the Blumenfeld to play this line. In fact, Arsenal's probably seen this before. Now, maybe some new stuff has developed since I did my series on the Blumenfeld. I have been following Blumenfeld for like 5 years now, since I did the series. It's faded, was trending for a while, but has some issues. Hey, Ponda. It's interesting to me that this player who's got a lot of strength doesn't know what he's doing on move 5. Maybe I should take on b5. Speaking of 5. But why? I mean, he blocked in his bishop. But should I put my bishop on d6 or e7? I guess this is safer. So what's his plan? This is kind of passive. I've had some serious problems in this variation. You kind of fell asleep earlier. Yeah, I told you there was this guy playing in the IM tournament next to my GM tournament last week, 2 weeks ago, and he kept falling asleep during the game. I felt really bad for him. He's got a job as a bus driver or train driver, bus driver, I guess, or something like that, and trying to play like this chess tournament on the side for money while working a full-time job, because he's an IM and he gets paid like some nominal fee to play in the IM tournament. But I was like, the dude was like falling asleep at the board. He's probably like got the night bus or something. He probably like drives the bus all night and then, sleeps 2 hours and then comes to play his chess game. Dude, that sucks, man. I didn't tell you, Arsenal, organizer here, not the big one, got timed out for 2 years by the Chess Federation because players in his tournament were involved in selling games. I just want to see what you thought about that. It was odd, it's odd. The Hungarian Chess Federation disciplined the organizer rather than the players. No, not the tournament I played in. There are multiple people organizing tournaments. I will not name names, but not the tournament I played in, no. But another organizer, there were some. Well, I'll put it this way: it wasn't involving an IM or GM tournament. It was something lower, like ELO rating tournament or something. They have like these Skaveningen tournaments, which have always been problematic, to be honest. FIDE reintroduced the Skaveningen format tournaments where like teams play teams. And I don't know, for some reason these tournaments have always been exploited. Originally, like, FIDE banned them, and now again we're back to problems with Skaveningen format. But I just thought it was strange. They released the names. Well, they didn't. This is Hungarian Chess Federation we're talking about, not like FIDE or something. You know, so it's kind of internal. I'm not sure. Definitely, the organizer has been named because he's like banned for 2 years from organizing tournaments. But I just like it's like insane, you know. Why do you punish the organizer? He didn't organize these games being sold. He wasn't involved directly in the games being sold by the players in the tournament, but they were blatantly selling games in his tournaments. But I still think it's wrong to blame just the organizer. Ban them all, you know, not just the organizer, not the players. It was weird. But I think these Skaveningen tournaments need to go. It's a really awkward, weird format. It's not a real tournament. You know, it's like you've got this team of players on one side and a team of players on the other. Usually there's no prizes involved. Of course, that's common with round robins as well, but still. They're doing it in the States too. I saw some very suspicious stuff. Whenever you get these tournaments where it's like a bunch of higher rated players playing a bunch of lower rated players. That's the concept of the tournament. You have a bunch of higher rated players and a bunch of lower rated players. And I think when the concept of the tournament is to like help these like lower rated players to gain points, you're practically begging people to like sell games. I mean, okay, it's possible they had them for norms too. But forever FIDE like had banned this format, and now it's back again. Some sort of modified version. I wasn't surprised at all. The surprising thing was that they banned the organizer. I thought they wouldn't do anything. What am I supposed to play in this line? My pawn is hanging. It's terrible, you know, it gives a very bad reputation. But it's not like it's endemic to Hungary. I'm sure it's happening in the United States. I saw a bunch of games when I was at the World Senior, when I was preparing for one of my opponents that he had played Novik in the last round. He had played in this tournament in the States. There was no doubt in my mind that he had been selling games to these American kids or their parents or stuff. You know, it's... You go all the way to the United States to get play in a tournament, to get paid to play in a tournament, get your like expenses, to play a bunch of kids or something, paid by their mom and dads and stuff, you know, and then you happen to lose all your games to these kids. It's so weird, you know. All right. Well, in opens, usually it's dumping games for prizes in the last round. The Russians were famous for that. Or, you know, fixing like a poker player. Ali, whatever his name was. You have several players in the same tournament. They can dump games to each other. But, okay, cheating happens in opens too. Last round, or last rounds, games get thrown. In all sports, I guess. Bad for our reputation here, though, because I haven't, traditionally I think Hungary is better than most, Eastern European countries. Anyway. What am I doing? Why is this guy so strong? Every time I play him, I'm beginning to be, terrified of him. He never makes mistakes. That's a bad sign. Last time I resigned. In a slightly better position because I was going to get flagged. He's won a couple games against me. There's something odd about his style, though. Alright. He's too solid. How about knight c4? Interesting. Guys, we got to create a tournament for tomorrow night. What would you like? Rapid, Swiss, or arena? I tricked everyone with a Swiss arena last week. I hope your daughter's all right. That doesn't sound good. You're partial to Swiss. All right. Masturbate or respect your wishes. Viral infection. Our driver decided to drive home without us, leaving us defaulted on board 4. Wow. On the way to venue, my daughter was taken to the hospital. Sunday morning, our driver decided to drive home without us. That's nice. That's team spirit. Teen spirit. The driver. Did I blunder yet? Donkey? Thank God for the NHS. But seriously, I hope she's okay. Alright. No, I mean, that's insane. You have a team and your driver just left. Man, White's drifting into kind of passive position, but he's always ahead on the clock. No matter what I do. Takes. Queen takes. Queen cakes. right. You had that. Damn it. You had that. Dude, I don't know, man. I may be done with this guy like your driver. I can't wait to see the CPL here. He's just too clean, you know. His games are always too clean. Too perfect. And the time, you're always ahead of me on time. And it's like, your rating just going up and up and up. 2,000 blitz, but 2062. Huh. It's just my imagination. It's just my imagination running away with me. He's not really playing perfect chess. He didn't know the fifth move of the Budapest Gambit. Well, I mean, after b5, he takes on b5. I mean, it's not even like a real variation. Oh, okay, I'm lost. I'm so done with playing this guy. Seriously. Zero inaccuracies. I just blundered. F6 loses. He has zero inaccuracies the whole game. I mean, dude, the bottom line is he had zero inaccuracies. Until what? Move 16? Is that the engine's favorite move or something? Why does everyone play this? It's so strange. I'm just so done with playing this guy. He plays like a computer. I banned him like 3 times and I keep letting him back, but I mean, it's just too weird, dude. There's something very computer-like about his play. I can't play against him anymore. Yeah, he's not playing the number 1 moves, but he's like blunder checking his play. Something like that, I don't know. Too good, too solid. I don't know, my computer's already ready to blow up, Dormatron. My Nvidia, like, I'm afraid what would happen if I tried to go to a more updated Stockfish. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I don't care. Stockfish 15, what's the difference? I think my computer started to like blow up. Your game from yesterday? Yeah. Tired of playing computers anyway. This Richard Smith guy was cheating. Look at that. Man, look at the statistics. Oh, that's my game. I'm just saying, like, you know, what are the chances you play the Budapest Gambit with white and you've never faced it before, and you don't even know like the fifth move? What is the chances you play like 16 moves without an inaccuracy? Just saying. Let me see something. Flip board. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, c5, d5, b5, pawn takes pawn. Now, player, the guy I just played, King Kong. Is it King Kong 2? Is this him? Wait a second. It's not King Kong 2, is it? Was my last opponent's name? Hold on a second. King Kong 127. Oh, that's what you're trying to write in there. Okay. King Kong 127. So let's see. King Kong 127. What the hell is that? King Kong 127. As white. All set. No, as white. What does that sound? So he has it. He has played it twice. He has 4 games. This is his 4th Budapest or Blumenfeld Gambit. He has 2 games with c takes b5, 1 game with d takes e6, and 1 game with bishop g5, which is the old main line. So, okay, there's multiple games. And then the other guy took the wrong way and beat him. Knight c3. How does he have 2 games here? He has 2 games with the opponent, the same opponent. The same opponent played knight takes d5 against him. So he's never faced pawn takes pawn. Anyway, whatever. Alright. Really can't conclude much from that. Alright, let me delete that. And we're going to go over Arsenal's game. There's nothing to really take away from that. Knight takes c5 is a bad move for black. It's not as good as pawn takes. I've had a number of games in this pseudo variation, and I always lose. Every time I lose. Because usually it's people who are like cheating. Players who are... Let's see, d takes c4. So this is Arsenal fan. I should flip the board, sorry. I'll turn off the engine. So you're white in a Catalan, but they're playing pawn takes pawn right away. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to play the open Catalan, you might as well take it right away. Yeah, I don't like this variation for black. Well, I mean, sometimes they play bishop e7 Arsenal. I mean, that's the main line, right? So I don't know what you call this variation, to be fair. I mean, the open Catalan is like bishop e7, bishop g2, castle, castle, and then take, right? So that's the so-called open Catalan. I don't know what you call it when they take right away. It could transpose to the open Catalan, but it also gives black other options like a6. You know, and that's the critical line. There's also knight c6, which Beliavsky used to play. Originally, I think knight c6 was the big deal. 20 years ago, I remember Beliavsky really introducing this as a way of kind of like developing your pieces. You do like rook b8 and bishop b4 check, and you clear everything off the long diagonal for black, essentially. By removing everything off the long diagonal, you leave yourself with no targets on the long diagonal. But a6, I think that's the critical line. What he's doing, though, I don't like as much, because when you play c5, it's still a Catalan, and this is a line. This is a very famous variation, but in my book, it's not a Catalan anymore. It's more like a Tarrasch or Grunfeld, and they're all related, aren't they? I mean, basically the Tarrasch and the Grunfeld and the Catalan are all the same thing, essentially. They're all interrelated. If you think about it, what the Catalan is like the Grunfeld for white with an extra move, you know. You're essentially playing the Grunfeld a move ahead. So this is a major variation. I'll show you what I like the best is castles. And now black generally plays knight to c6. And I think I was trying this. I played this against Zen Chess in a game here on the site. So it's like a pawn sack. Knight a3. C takes d. Knight takes c4. Bishop c5. And here, I don't remember what I did. Wait. Yeah, so I have 2 games of Zen Chess, and I play b3, but it's not the best, according to this opening explorer. Let's see. a3 is better, and the position is equal according to the engine. Okay. Anyway, I think it's the knight a3. It's not the most common line, but I found that move is kind of dynamic and takes people out of their prep. So queen a4 check is a little early. You're supposed to castle normally, but I guess it's okay. I'm not sure black has anything special. Is there some problem with queen a check? Like he can do bishop d7? Yeah, so black has the option to do bishop d7. That's another line. Queen takes c4, and then yeah, even b5 has been played. So I would say like you really should not do queen a4 check first. You should castle first. Oh, this is the game. Wow. This is the game. Queen a4 check first, and he does bishop d7. So knight c6 will transpose to the main line. I don't know about knight on bd7. That's another possibility. So this is a line as well. But I guess you give him more options. You know, if you castle, most 99% of players are going to play knight c6, and then you can play queen a4 if you want to. I played queen a4. I've also played pawn takes pawn. I don't really trust knight e5, but it's a move as well. Okay, so now, all right. Now, if black plays, let's see. Oh, he's supposed to play bishop c6. So that's how he can try to take advantage of your move order, but how does it work? So bishop c6, if bishop c6, pawn takes pawn, he plays queen a5 check? No. How does this work? Wow. Dingley Ren versus Grishuk. This is actually interesting. Carlsen versus Prague. Korchnoi Kasparov, 1983. Catalan is solid. So this is an interesting variation. Your guy goes to knight c6, but how? Okay, so that way he's taking back. Okay. So by playing knight c6, you can't take on c5. He has queen a5 check. Well, you can take, but he has the check winning the pawn back. So this is the main move. I mean, I'm sure that I have games here. The queen is strangely placed, so I think that black should take with the queen. And then the question is, like, would you try to avoid exchanging queens? I mean, it would be nice to play queen h4. But your queen is strangely placed as well. So, yeah, you could play queen b3. But trading queens leads to a kind of boring endgame. You are a tiny bit better here. But that's not really inspiring. Okay, so you didn't take, and now I think you're going into main line. By the way, when you castle, it should be main line. Like b5 is theory. Yeah. So I've had this with Zen chess and other people with white. The b5 is the scariest move. And I don't know, I think Hubner played this with white. After b5, white has both, I think, queen b3 and queen d3. How does this work? Yeah. No, it's always queen d3 in this position. Okay, so there's queen c3, which is a strange move. But it's played. Keeping the pressure on that pawn. I didn't know about that. I thought this might be a move. But you have to stay in touch with the d-pawn. Yeah, so b5 is scary, man. How bad is taking the pawn out of curiosity? Really bad. Wow, Hodgson did that. Jeez. He drew against Tibor. That's a disaster for white. You have to play queen d3. You better know this, you know. Now c4, queen d1. Very imbalanced position. Okay, so anyway, he takes, you take back. Now, I was wondering if you have to take back right away. You know, there is a game with rook d1. But I think, you know, being a Grunfeld, right? Since you're playing the Grunfeld, you always have to be aware of f2 as a kind of, well, in chess in general, but it's always the Achilles heel of the starting position. So when you do something like rook d1, you'll have to be aware of this f2 later on. So anyway, all right, knight takes d4, and now rook c8. And I bet I had this position against Zen chess. Let's see, player. No. Jack, the 7th rank. I drew with a 2000 player. Knight c3. Knight takes d4. I had the same game. Queen takes d4, bishop c5. So I had the exact same game. Queen d3. I had the exact same game. Queen b6. And now Arsenal... Here Arsenal may have improved on Slaggy theory, where I played h3 to avert like knight g4. I mean, your move makes a lot of sense, by the way. But let's check. Let's check. Wow. Let's check theory here. Dude, only one game of this position was reached. That's crazy. And so the best move for white is bishop g5, which both of us missed. I mean, this move is more dynamic, for sure. You never know. Like, this could be a correspondence game, but I think not. Sacking the b pawn to get an attack here. Is queen takes c3 a threat? So if I go here, you go here, I go here, you go here, I go here, you go here. Something like this, you know. Or if his a-pawn falls, he's in trouble. But maybe black has enough counterplay. He can't play rook a3 because you're threatening rook b8 check. So it looks like we both missed this move. But where did you really leave theory here? This has all been played. Okay, so we both played the same move that's never played, queen d3. I mean, this is a completely reasonable move that you and I played. Staying centralized. You can also go to f4, but the vast majority of players all played queen h4. Which is not that intuitive, to be honest. I mean, it feels active, right? But the problem is the queen doesn't have any, like, retreat squares, really. Just h3, so you can imagine your queen being kind of awkward there in the future. That's why I didn't play it. Probably why you didn't play it. Ding has a game, it looks like, against Wojtasek. So queen h4 castles. Bishop takes b7. But that's Kramnik-Neidich. h6 is possible. That's Ding Wojtasek. Not everybody's going to find h6 at the board. Anyway, okay. Queen d3 is a move. It's okay. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with queen d3. My old friend Alexander Ivanov has a game with black in 1978 when I was like 6 years old. Damn. Kochiev versus Alexander Ivanov, 1978. Alex must have been like... He must have been like 19 when this game was played. Probably. Alex is solid. So queen d3, queen b6. So this is the same move my opponent played, attacking f2. But it does leave his king side with less protection. So this move makes sense. It prevents black from castling. And black played bishop e7 in that game, and then white played rook d1, threatening to win a piece again, and then black had to play rook d8, which is awkward. Yeah, so I think that guy is right. You know, bishop g5 was the best move. But your move is interesting. Is there any problem with this knight? Do you have a problem here, Houston? Any sort of tactics? So he goes for knight g4. This is acerbate in action, what we see here. Yeah, I mean, oh no, he might have anticipated that you would have to play e3. Although, you know, honestly, I think even e3 is okay, isn't it? Is it, though? I mean, is it really bad? It may not be good. The guy, I mean, he could do like the Alexander Ivanov Kochiev thing with like bishop c6. But it's not good news, but is it really bad news? So even here is equal. Okay, it's equal, according to the engine. You're still equal after that. But this move, I think the opponent may have underestimated or missed. And so suddenly you have, what did I say, guys? The guinea pig effect. People are too aggressive, inherently too aggressive. The average player is inherently too aggressive. How does black feel that he's justified in this when white hasn't made any mistakes? If your opponent has any mistakes, how do you have like a winning attack or whatever? You know what I mean? Chess is not a matter of chance. Like our quote in the Simul last night was Lasker saying that lies and hypocrisy don't last long on the chessboard. If Arsenal didn't make any mistakes, then this guy can't have a winning position, you know. And he's playing like he has a winning position. But Arsenal's king is castled, black's king is on e8. Black is playing too aggressively, and Acerbate's guilty of this a lot. Going off with a knight, you know. And this move is probably like his last chance to come to his senses. Black needs to come to his senses and like wake up somehow. You have two options, like bring the bishop back or give it up. Can he play maybe bishop c6? To try to just trade this thing off? I mean, clearly you have a nice bishop there, but I'm not sure he's in a fatal condition here. Takes. Now you got a check here. That's pretty nasty surprise. So that exchange doesn't work. He has to take here. But I mean, at the very minimum, you have a very strong bishop. Bishop e2. This type of position, you're better. Right. But you may not be winning, but you're better. Okay, so he goes here, and it's like game over. That is essentially what my future blog will be about, which I can put on Patreon or Patreon, whatever. St. Patrick's Day. The effect of not having enough guinea pig DNA is that we are not afraid of anything. And we get picked off by predators like Arsenal fan. Arsenal fan is the predator. Yeah, I mean, you just turned it around against him. Now, emergency warning lights should be going on in this guy's brain. And I'm recommending like bishop e5. Yep. This is the only chance now. He can't be taking your rook. He gets crucified if he allows this. So he has to pull back with bishop e5. That's embarrassing. And now, you have knight d6 check with a clear advantage if you want. Or Monty, what do we have behind door number 2 for Arsenal fan? I wasn't sure, but bishop b5 is a thing, I guess. So you went for the c file, which kind of makes sense. No, I think, yeah, 96 cashes out. It feels like you should grow your position more. Grow your boat. Now, I mean, there is the f2 dynamic, but he's not in any position to hurt you. You see? I want to finish him off somehow. Rook d1 is tempting. Rook d1 is very tempting. I'm sure that it's okay, except that it's not. Now, rook d1 might be a good move. But let's see, this might be more forcing. So you just played like low risk. Yeah, well, I mean, you have, let's see. You have your c5 square. I mean, you're not in any danger, right? Even the scaredest guinea pig is okay here with this. Oh, he could castle, right? Well, I'm not sure if it even works. It's unnecessary. Okay, so you went here. He went there, and he has to go there. He has queen b5 as well. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's a problem. So he had to go queen a6, and then you just killed him in the end game. I don't see any reason. I mean, it's a pity, though. I mean, you are letting him castle after bishop takes. But I guess you have other good stuff, too. I don't think the analysis bot saw any problem with your play. Here, unfortunately, I wanted to play knight d6, but he has rook d8 pinning you. Maybe this was good. You still have your e3. I wouldn't mind like getting a little extra something, like a bishop for a knight or something. Well, that's what you're gonna get there, Max. But you played it without risk, and it's a team tournament. I mean, and you won a piece. Ooh, he has rook c8. He has rook c8. But anyway, it's crushing passer. Yeah, you don't want to take any risks in a team tournament if you don't have to. Nice game. All right. All right, very good. I will see you guys later. Tuesday tournament. I'll set it up and I'll see you then. Thanks everyone for joining us. Take care and have a great week. Later, guys.